We're gonna be talking about a game that's not coming to PS4, the Doom Dark Ages. This is one of the big ones coming out. Some previews came out. I seen GameSpot had one. So we're gonna check out that, as well as I got an Elden Ring trailer for you, and then we're gonna see what else is in the sub box. I'm tired, boss. Well, that's too bad.
Hours of Doom the Dark Ages, so let's rip and tear through what I saw.
That was a little cheesy.
That was a little cheesy.
All right.
We'll go with the first one.
This shit loud as hell.
So first up, the thing that everyone probably cares most about with Doom is its story. It's there. There's more of it. There's cutscenes, there's characters, there's stuff going on.
What I seen from Doom so far is a cop for me. I love Doom Eternal.
There's more lore, which is cool.
And it's on Game Pass.
I'm sure people who are fans are gonna be stoked, but like, I'm not there for the story. I talked to Hugo Marty Stratton. They referenced a lot of action movies. They said they were trying to create a pace to the story that pulls the player through the game.
Roadhouse was actually a big source of inspiration, as were all.
I believe this is a
great
prequel.
80s, 90s action films. You know, we really just focused and did a deep dive on the action genre, you know, to make sure that like the pace of the game, the scale, like the narrative.
It's always crazy to me,
really
prequels that have new
properly
features
supports,
that the other game
you know,
didn't have.
The gameplay.
I only saw, what, 3 or 4 cutscenes probably, so I really don't know what's happening in the story other than that the Doom guy shows up on this medieval realm, this medieval themed realm, and he's ready to kill demons. That's about.
Bruh, nobody plays Doom. I don't want to say nobody plays it for the story, but we know the story, bro. We're going to hell. Last time, you know, in 2016, we was in the first circle. Eternal, we in the second circle. With this game, The Dark Ages, we go into the third circle of hell. And we're gonna save it. Like, that's the story. We coming to slay the demons, nigga.
They're trying to build more story here. There's proper villains. There's different.
Is the new Gears a prequel? Yep.
That are being shown. But the thing that I want to talk about, and the thing that probably a lot of people want to hear about, is the combat. When this game was announced, a big tagline for it was "Stand and Fight." That sounds cool. That sounds badass, you know, you're scoring up against a demon. However, I think I went in with a little bit of caution, I would say, because I think one of the reasons why Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, and honestly like old Doom games, the reason why they're so much fun is because of that movement, because of that like,
It's the movement for me.
You know, you're like sliding around the map.
What about Doom 3?
Well, Doom 3 is a different story. That's, you know, yeah, survival horror-ish, right?
You should make another one of those.
Yeah.
And, Flashlight, bring it back to when it was first released, when you gotta put your gun away.
Yeah.
Flash.
Nah, I'm trying to move. I ain't
Maybe
trying to
the
do all
next
that.
Doom will be
Flashlight.
that. We'll be a spiritual successor to Doom 3. With Doom the Dark Ages, it is still very fast-paced. You're still moving around the battlefield quickly. It's not a cover shooter, obviously.
Which I know a lot of people were worried about, because I know when they initially announced it, they said that it would be more grounded than the previous entries, but he's saying the movement is still fluid, which is the best part of Doom.
You are still moving constantly.
Sounds like we don't got nothing to worry about.
That sort of bullet hell feel that you see in later areas of Doom Eternal and Doom 2016 is still there. Lots of movement.
Did you play
However,
Doom 3
there
or
are
any of
certain
the older
enemies-
games? I never played Doom 3. The only other Doom I played before 2016 was the original Doom for PC. And I didn't play it when it first came out because I was like a kid. I played it later when I got like my first gaming PC, like in high school. I thought it was cool, but like, yeah, I didn't have like a fixation or like love for Doom until the 2016 reboot. Because I mean, I was just too young at the time.
That you can more efficiently kill if you like square them down. You look them down, you walk up to them, and you just start using your shield to deflect attacks and then follow up with melee attacks.
What do you say to him when you're like, if you're staring down the barrel of a bad guy?
I say, I'm gonna rip and tear your nuts. But when you challenge these demons, there's still like stuff going on around you. However, this is when your shield comes into play. There is parrying mechanic.
Oh, it's got a parry system. What?
A blocking mechanic, which to be fair, I rarely blocked. It's kind of weird, like it slows you down. It seems a little inefficient in a Doom, but there are certain instances, mostly like environmental instances where I would.
That's gonna be crazy to pull that off like super fast, those parries.
But when you're fighting these demons that require you to kind of get up front and deflect attacks, there's a good back and forth there because unlike the chainsaw, which had gas that you had to collect in order to chainsaw through demons, you only get 3 charges of your melee attack.
You know there's going to be some bosses that are going to really challenge
So
that
using
parry
the
mechanic
flail
too.
or the power gauntlet. You only have like 3 powerful attacks with that, and then you default to just like a standard melee attack. However, if you perfectly time a parry, then you get a charge back. So the idea here is you fight one of these melee demons, you square up with it, you deflect, you return, you deflect, you return. And that's sort of the loop for these demons. At least based on what I played, this doesn't happen very often. It's kind of like
Shout out to Indo San with
other
the
Doom
sub.
games where you'd see a specific demon, you'd use a specific weapon on that because you know that would kill that demon easily or
Pure
more
flow
easily.
state.
With this, I kind of got the same vibe, where it's like you see a tyrant, you walk up to that tyrant, and then you fight it that way. When it's dead, and then you're zipping around the battlefield again. The shield.
This is Doom Dark Ages Big Red.
Combat. It's also kind of for traversal. You can use it for puzzles, but I think my favorite use of it is the shield dash, which you can kind of lock onto an enemy and attack, and you zip through the battlefield, and then you can attack a demon in front of you. It feels like Doom the Dark Ages meat hook in a way, except it's easier to use because it's not attached to one weapon. You always have your shield with you. And there's
This man having these fucking N64 and Wii Mario Kart controllers hanging on his in his garage like that is a flex.
You're not really fighting against inertia here. So when you see a demon you want to attack, you lock on, you zip over to him, and then you start fighting him. There's no, I don't know, Spider-Man web slinging sort of effect where you like hook onto something and then you kind of like swing around. It is very direct. It's also less vertical too.
Which, by the way, can we bring that back? I thought about that too the other day. You know what I really miss? Like when companies used to just do fun, different shit. Like, you remember that era of the Xbox, not the Xbox 360, but the N64 when they had the translucent consoles, like the one he has in the background, the orange translucent, the purple, the green joint. Like, bring that shit back. That shit was cool.
You can target a demon.
Just be
above you,
doing
you
shit.
can dash up to him, but you can't like target a demon straight.
Yeah, like right there. Like I missed that stuff on consoles, man. Like those are good collector items. Not bringing those back is a crime.
So I guess with the shield,
Wasn't they also cheaper to buy? No, those were special editions. I thought they were the same price.
Doom the Dark Ages.
If I were to buy an N64 as like a collector item, I want a translucent one.
There's
Yeah, the old Game Boys, they used to do it.
There's different strategies.
Yeah, everything too black and white and dull.
But at the end of the day, it still feels like a Doom game. It's fast.
Yeah, the translucent max.
Gory. The weapons. Like most of your combat is going to be with your firearms, and there are a ton of pretty dope firearms. They've really leaned into the medieval Gothic aesthetic here. One of the weapons I used a lot was the Skull Crusher, which grinds up skulls and
Back when
fires
having
out
fun
skull
was the
bits
priority,
on a
right?
Horizontal plane. Super good for close range. Doesn't quite feel like a shotgun. It's something different. It's fully automatic, but I found that fairly useful. There's also a weapon that I don't think they've showed off that I got to test out in this preview, and that was the chain shot. Essentially, this thing has a cannonball attached to a chain, and it fires it out and retracts after you hit an enemy. But basically, this thing
Does it
just
do more
knocks down
damage, though?
demons at close range. It's pretty cool. Feels good. It's got some good sound effects, some good like bone crunching.
You can
with
shoot
the chain.
balls in people's face. That's lit. With a big ball, so.
The one weird thing though is that it still has ammo, which is weird because you'd think it wouldn't need it, but I guess, you know, game balance, you can't just be using that the entire time.
Off topic, I remember watching a YouTube video about how companies went from fun aesthetic to cookie cutter uniform look. If I had to take an educated guess, it has something to do with the same reason why housing is the same way too. Like you notice how like a lot of older houses have a much more unique, like you could tell an older house when you see it in your neighborhood because it has a more unique look. Versus nowadays, most new houses have that modern look, and that's kind of how they fooled people into getting that. But the real reason why so many housing companies develop new homes with that modern look is that minimalist modern look is because it's cheaper, it's uniform. Versus if you were to, I was watching a video, they were saying like back in the day, most people when they built their homes, they designed it themselves alongside the homeowner. Like so like the designer would come to the homeowner and be like, "What do you want? Okay, this is what we can do. What's your budget?" Versus now, you just get some cookie cutter shit. So if I had to take an educated guess, it's the same thing. That whole minimalist thing that they've sold us, it's probably seeped into every aspect of business because it saves them money. Same thing with like these gaming companies and shit. It's easier to just do a black and white console versus doing some translucent shit. And that's all everything is about, is fucking making more money, basically. More money.
I'm sure that the Doom lore.
There's some
really,
reason.
really deep
yeah,
lore.
it probably explains it in a cutscene that I'm
Yeah.
gonna skip when it
Yeah.
comes out. The final level I played in the demo was something called Siege. And
More efficient
here,
to produce
there
basic
was,
shit?
I think 3 or
Yep.
4 objectives that I could complete in any order. It was a giant battlefield that I was sort of able to explore. It kind of reminded me of like Gears 5. You know how Gears 5 added open areas? Like you still play through your linear Gears of War levels, and then all of a sudden you get to an open area. That's kind of how it felt. Maybe not that big. There's no vehicles, at least based on what I played. There's no vehicles in those sections that you're going through. But these areas were kind of cool because they offered a more freeform approach to combat. I would
Even shitty
see
fast
a group
food
of
commercials.
enemies
Yeah, I mean, like, look at what they're doing. They're remodeling like all the Taco Bells right now. Like Taco Bell has that modern look now. Like if you compare it to like the 90s when it had all them colored stripes and that weird art style and shit, and it had the actual bell with the brown. But now they're doing it like, nigga, first of all, I don't eat Taco Bell in the first place because I don't eat rocket raccoon meat. But if I was going to Taco Bell, the last thing I'm worried about is whether or not there's a fucking modern look to
far
it.
away and be like, I'm gonna go mess.
Yeah, it feels lifeless.
Head over there, and I'd try out different weapons, die, reload, try out different weapons, and there was some cool like objectives and mechanics.
So it's like less of an experience because there's not a certain
It seemed like
aesthetic
Doom was
anymore.
usually worth your time, whether that be collectibles, weapon upgrades, Doom stuff. And lastly, for the first time in the modern Doom series, they have added some vehicles. The Atlas,
Vehicles?
which is a giant mech, and a dragon you can ride. Both of these vehicles, for lack of a better term, they rely heavily on a dodge mechanic. So essentially when you see a green attack heading towards the Atlas,
I hope they explain why I got all this new
dodge-
tech in the
dodge
prequel
right
versus the
time,
other
time
ones.
slows, and you can do a counter attack. I thought the Atlan felt really good. I'm not a big mech guy. I don't really like piloting mechs in games, but the Atlan felt big and chunky, and all of its attacks had a lot of weight. And you know, there's something cool about squaring up against some demons that were like final bosses in older Doom games, and you're just kind of punching them so hard that like flesh and bone is flying off, and it looks cool. It feels good.
Upgrades,
It's very
that's why.
simple in a way that I think is good.
Honestly,
because
modern
it
blows.
felt like a nice
It's really
change of
just no
pace.
life and stuff.
That said,
I think we get the gist of it. It looks good. I think when the modern look first came out, I thought it did look good, like the whole minimalist thing. Because I personally like to live a minimalist lifestyle. I don't like to have too much shit. But I think what happened is it fooled us into thinking that should be the only option, and now we're kind of stuck with that shit. Kind of reminds me of Bulletstorm. This shit looks fucking fire, bro. When does this game come out again? Doom: The Dark Ages. Search May 13th. I don't think anything comes out in May, right? I think that's the only game. You sure it said May in October? What? It says May. What's good? What up? What up, Alex? Same they do in restaurants. They make the music louder so they don't want you to talk in there and leave. Say any show. And then I got an Elden Ring trailer. I thought someone went wrong. My bad. Nah, you good. I thought you just confused me.
Peggy 6.
Like I said, we all gave up MySpace for Facebook, and now look, every social media app uses roughly the same format. Well, to be fair, I don't think people gave up MySpace in exchange for Facebook due to the minimalist look. You gotta see, that's where context matters. At least because I'm older. From what I remember us all switching from MySpace to Facebook because you needed a college email to get on Facebook. Like MySpace became like before, like, you know how we make jokes about how like, oh, the old heads are on Facebook, old memes, old news there. Like before it was Facebook, it was MySpace. Like MySpace was starting to get a little too ratchet, out of control. You also had problems with people with like rappers. They used to do this thing where rappers and music, I don't even put it on rapper. It was musicians actually, because that's how pop stars doing that shit too. Pop musicians. You had thirsty ass musicians who used to embed their video player below your picture. So what would happen is you would go to some chick's page to fucking goon, right? That's what y'all say, right? Some hot chick to goon, and you scroll down and look at the comments, and it would fucking blow your PC up because it would be 20 embedded music players on somebody's page. It would just be like Soulja Boy's song playing over and over and over in your ear. So the website just became unusable because it became the Wild West. They allowed too much freedom. So what happened was, I remember at least me and all my friends, we moved over to Facebook because we just wanted to be able to interact with our friends, but also it required that you had either a high school or you had to have a college email to get on. So there was like a verification process. That's how Facebook became more popular. It was more of a you had to be educated. And I think that's the irony. That's the food for thought. That's the irony of the downfall of Facebook, because the original premise of Facebook was it was a place for educated people to it was almost like a more relaxed version of LinkedIn. And now it's the place where you're gonna find your fucking conspiracy theories and nutcases, where your crazy ass family members and friends you went to high school with who got 12 kids by fucking 16 niggas. That's where they hang out now. Yeah, and it's bots and shit like that. So that's why Facebook, it didn't have anything to do with minimalist. I think it was just because it was a better platform for most people at the time. QAnon HQ. But I deleted that shit way a long time ago. All right, Elden Ring Night Ring official Iron Eye character trailer. New character.
16.
And what I just explained, by the way, is another reason why it's important to be social, and it's important to have
for the super chat.
Oral history. Because what I just explained to y'all about the rise of Facebook,
Her name is Amy.
you probably will not get that story on a Wikipedia page. AI will not tell you that. That's something that somebody who was of age in that era, you had to be there to understand. Like you read about when Biggie died or when Tupac died, but I was alive. I know what it felt like. I saw Jordan play. I didn't watch fucking lowlights on fucking YouTube and then make dumbass hot takes about, oh, we're done with the night. I saw that nigga play. He is one of the greatest. Like, so it being there does add it. And like, there's just certain things that are going to get lost in context when you're only using AI and like Wikipedia pages and shit like that. You said I'm rubbing my age in your face. Don't worry. You'll get there one day. One day you're going to look back and you're going to be like, back in my day, I don't understand. I don't understand you niggas doing this little dance right here. When I was a kid, we used to, that's what we used to do. It's just different nowadays. One day you're going to get to that age. Oh, shit.
I know you heard about it.
Back in my day, we had Kid Garson. We got an archer class. This shit looking crispy. New enemy. Well, not new, but new for it wasn't in the beta. You look kind of gas. Yeah, that is really cool. That's how I feel about Vine, low key. Vine failed because they didn't want to pay people. But I'd argue that shit was always gonna fail because there was no way. Like if you watch YouTube videos, they'll tell you that it failed because the largest creators on the platform went to the CEO of Vine. They had a meeting and they said, you need to pay us or we're gonna leave. And they said no. So then they all left. And that's a true story. But if I could add context to give you some business insight, I'd argue they never were going to pay them anyway because they couldn't. It's just not, Vine was not monetizable. At least with TikTok and YouTube Shorts, the videos are 1 minute to like 3 minutes. They're getting longer, which is funny. But Vines were 6 seconds. There was no way to monetize that. If I owned Verizon, McDonald's, whatever major brand, why the fuck would I want to advertise on a 6-second video? I'd actually argue it was good that Vine died because y'all niggas' attention spans is already fucked up. If that shit would have survived for another 10 years, oh my God, y'all would have been cracked out. like we're seeing the damage. TikTok blew up in what, 2020? It's been 5 years since TikTok initially blew up. And we're already, because they say it usually takes 20 years to see the damage that something is done. Because hindsight is 50-50. Yo, shout out to Batigas Prime with the sub, right? In 5 years, we're seeing the damage TikTok has done. Vine was around in 2014. Imagine 10 plus years of that shit, bro. Oh my God. The brain rot would have been fucking worse. Was Vine really that short? Yeah, Vine was only 6 seconds. It was only 6-second videos. oh shit, you see the YouTuber just buff shorts, they'll be counting how many times the short is viewed from the loop. So if you watch a short and then watch it loop, that'll be 2 views. Oh yeah, I did see that. That's dope. That's dope. Hopefully that'll get me some more views. I think it's because I think YouTube Shorts as a platform is like, it's just like a thing that's there. I wish it didn't take up so much space on the fucking website. But people, it's not generating a lot of money and it's just extra work. Seeing someone do a TikTok trend in person is cringe. I know I'm getting old. Yeah, that shit is whack. They upgraded it to 12 before it died. I didn't even know that. I was so late to Vine. I was like super against that shit. I was like, I don't get it. Like, and then I found like a lot of stuff that was on Vine. I didn't find it funny. Just a lot of chicken and watermelon jokes. And I was like, anything for fame, I guess. Let me open up the sub box and over here. Let's see. You said our people back. You said it. I didn't. I don't get this, man. I don't get it. AFK Journey, For Honor, War Thunder. What's War Thunder? Donkey Got a Shadows video. Let's see. Vine introduced early white Gen Z to blackness through stereotypical jokes made by blackface. Isn't it funny? I had this thought last night. I was like, isn't it funny how like a lot of black culture has been colonized and now they're trying to say it's not black culture, like the way that we speak, the way that we carry ourselves, the way that we joke. Now they're trying to say it's TikTok culture or even stuff like Fortnite. Like all their emotes are just black dances and shit like that. But like now it's not black culture, it's TikTok culture. I'm like, yo, you people are addicted to colonizing, bro. Like you can't get it out your system. Like, oh shit. Like they'll take things that black people say, it gets popular on TikTok, but black people always start it, and then they'll be like, "This is TikTok culture." Like, no, it's not. Like, oh shit, yeah, calling it Gen Z speak. I'm like, man, they want the rhythm, they don't want the blues though. Giga Sword, Spirit of the North. Enlisted. War Thunder Mobile. War Thunder's next big update. What up, Uptown Panther? Been a minute since I've been here. What up, hey? What up? Stay Woke got colonized. That shit got colonized. Everything get colonized, man. Fuck Ja Morant. Just a friendly reminder. Fuck Ja Morant. Lost the first round of the playoffs in fantasy last week because this nigga hadn't shown up for work for 2 weeks. Showed up this week though for the third place game. He said facts. Yeah, and fuck Joker too. Fuck Joker too. You know, I'm gonna give Joker a little bit of a pass because he's very consistent. I still would have won if Ja would have just showed up. Cause like I barely lost. If Ja would have just showed up, I would have won. And Joker's consistent, so him getting hurt, I can't be mad. But this man, Ja, has been injured all fucking season. Oh my God. Check your donations.
I appreciate the super chat, twin. I guess dropping a super bag on a super nigga like me would be super appropriate for a time like this.
Shout out to Tariq with the super chat. You said we need to get like Ohio niggas. What are you talking about, bro?
Thank God, you ain't funny. Only lame niggas say that shit.
I appreciate the donation, but nigga, nobody wants to be from Ohio. I promise.
Get that fucking ass banned. You guys, what the fuck I tell you about?
This nigga say, you need to get like me. You need to come to Khalid. There are no flights into or out of Khalid. There are not. Cut it out. Sphinx. Cursed Mummy official. Oh, PS4. What the fuck? Yeah, that's so fucking funny. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. This is one of I streamed this game a few years ago. This is one of my favorite games from the GameCube PS2 era, right? But these niggas remastered this shit for the PS4. I'm not buying this shit, bro. This is fucking. But hey, PS4 niggas, if you need something to play, Sphinx of the Cursed Mummy, it's a pretty good game. Although I'm pretty sure some of y'all wouldn't like it because it's got a lot of old school mechanics that don't hold your hand. But this is a really classic game if you like Zelda type games. This shit, the PS4 launch trailer. That's fucking funny. You niggas got new games on the PS4 from the GameCube. Peon exclusive. I remember when you streamed this joint. It's an old school action adventure puzzle game. They won't play it. It's no kill streaks. The puzzles are legit pretty hard in this too. Started working your new job is better than unloading a truck. Shout out to you. To be fair, I'd never played this in my life. I might play it. I mean, if you need something to play, I recommend it. It's one of my favorite GameCube games. You get to play as like one dude who's like Link and then a mummy who has to do like puzzles and shit like that. Very old school. That's funny that they're remastering it for the PS4 though. That's fucking funny. What they put this in the group chat? A recent early screening of Ryan Coogler's Sinners had multiple applause breaks. It was like being in an Avengers movie. The film accounts with 2 post-credit scenes. Damn, they saying early screenings of the new Ryan Coogler movie got people going stupid, going crazy. Is this Pitfall Lost Legacy? No, it's Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. I hope we're not talking about the PS4 in 2030. I hope the battery on the inside of that shit dies. I don't know if you know, but I still got the Nexon. Damn, nobody told me this stream is not. Hey, this stream is not sponsored by fucking Nexon. I appreciate you. I didn't even realize this shit was still on the screen. Good look. Nobody damn noticed it. This shit. I appreciate you, dog. I didn't even notice that shit. I thought it was. No, it's not. This is not a sponsored stream, guys. Oh shit. We see you, Bohemian Spice. War Thunder, the Great War official trailer. We're going back to Paw Paw and Graham's favorite war. And no free promo. You gotta pay. We're back in the trenches. Storm the beaches of Normandy one more time as Paw Paw and Graham so they can come back to America and express their freedoms of gerrymandering, redlining, and hanging niggas, making sure they can't vote, because that's what they fought for. In this game, you're going to give Paw Paw an air rifle, and he's going to shoot Nazis. And when he comes back to America, he's going to act like Nazis to all brown and black people. And the best part is they can't see the irony. They can't see it. This is World War I, not II. Would have been the same. I'd argue it would have been worse. The people that went and fought in World War I, they would have been even more racist when they came. That's why I said I don't. Fucking. The Titanic is such a sad movie. The boat fucking. It sank and it killed all those people. The movie's a fucking comedy to me. The movie took place in 1911. And I will not explain why it's a comedy to me. I said what I said. Turn once again. Niggas be playing. These niggas be having fucking, what's that shit called? LARPing. These niggas be having Make America Great Again LARPing sessions. Niggas is weird, bro. No bitches. Giga Sword. Wait, did it say PS4? Did it really? What the fuck? It did. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. It looks like a PS4 game. Giga Sword. Civil War reenactments is crazy. I know, right? Like, it's so, America is so fucking funny. Like, these niggas every year, I think it's like in North Carolina or somewhere, they do Civil War reenactments every year. That shit is so fucking funny because these niggas, they pride themselves on being America, the greatest country in the world where we never fucking lose. But every year you do a reenactment of when you fucking lost. Shit is weird. And it goes, it said, Nomad be taking part in that shit. This shit is weird. And that's why I said, everything that's going on in this country today, if there is a tree, it all traces back to the transatlantic slave trade in the Civil War and what happened and how the United States, those fucking traitors, because that's what they were traitors of the Union, never had to properly answer for what they did. And also the Union, where they fucked up, is they also didn't reimburse the people that were affected, the black folks. So now we have this big ass problem. It's like a festering problem. We keep putting band-aids on it, but we still don't address the issue. And as long as we don't address the issue, it's still going to be a bunch of dumb shit going on, bruh. Now it's a little bit deeper than that, but that's a simplified version. We'll start again tomorrow. Let's go. Yeah, what the fuck am I looking at? I heard Lincoln didn't free the slaves for their sake, but to crush the... It's not her, that's true. Lincoln was a racist. Fuck that nigga too. They try to prop him up. That's American propaganda. They try to prop him up like he's one of the greatest presidents too. Fuck him too. He is a racist. He is on record saying he believes that black people should be free, but they are less than the white man, so they should not have the same rights. Okay, so a free man without rights is still pretty much a fucking slave. He's a fucking fraud. Yes, he weakened the South. He freed the slaves to weaken the South. Because the South was also using black people for labor, you know, moving materials, supplies. They were also using us against our will as soldiers. So he weakened the South by freeing black people. But that had nothing to do with because he loved black people and he wanted to see us prosper. No, don't let your history teacher tell you that. Do your reading, folks. Yeah, he wanted to preserve the Union, not help the slaves. What the fuck is you talking about? They don't want to hear the truth. I can't wait to see the comments on TikTok when I clip. They're going to be heated. I'm not playing this shit. The South economy was majority slave labor. Ugh. You know the worst part about the South too is majority of their economy was slave labor, and because of it, they're still struggling. Like states like Mississippi and like Alabama, their entire economies were based off tobacco and cotton. These niggas still have refused to learn how to read code, with the exception of like some, you know, there's some spots like Atlanta, you know, your Dallas, your Houston, North Carolina, the Raleigh area. Like you have some exceptions where they're doing better, but like a lot of the South is still stuck in that old way. You said I've been lied to. Do your research, ladies and gentlemen. One of the best quotes, unfortunately, does come from Call of Duty, where they said the history was written by the victor. That shit is real. That shit is real. They'll tell a half truth, which is still a lie. Nas car manufacturers building factories. They're building some in the Midwest, I believe, too. Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. There's a mass exodus of black people going back down to the South to start businesses, which is good. I live in Tennessee. I'm thankful my town ain't gonna allow such racism as such. I see someone being said. Tennessee was up there. I don't know about that. You may personally not allow it, but there is Tennessee, dog. Another adventurous game where you play as a fox, trying to find the meaning of life. But what a lot of you don't know is that fox deep down feels like a boy. So journey through a desolate, empty world with nothing but puzzles, trying to figure out how did you become a fox. And by the end of the game, you'll find out that fox was Naruto Uzumaki. Believe it. I'm not playing this shit. Did somebody drop a super chat? Let me see. Talk your talk. I've stuck around for years because of this. Shout out to Joker with the super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you. These games be some of the most fun though. Hey, if you like it, we love it. Not my cup of tea. The man lying. Tennessee doesn't even have internet. No way he's watching your shit. To be fair, Tennessee did used to have internet until John Morant shot up all the infrastructure. I think I read somewhere John Morant just started shooting at all the cables and shit like that. Electricity went out in Tennessee. Don't worry though, he gonna hire some strippers to fix it. What is this shit? Enlisted. You read that? Yeah, I think I read it on your Onion or some shit. Deathmatch. Another World War II shooter. Oh my lord. You know, it's funny this is right. First of all, why are they dressed in Native American gear? What the fuck is this shit? I seen a picture yesterday of, I don't know if y'all saw it, it was trending on Twitter, but there's rumors going around that Baby and his group, Lil Baby and his group, was it 4PF, whatever the niggas call themselves? They're about to catch a RICO charge, and in the picture of the article, it had a picture of Lil Baby, and he had a T-shirt on that said "Stop Racism," and then he had an Indian's hat on, and I said, man, niggas is. I wish I could find that fucking picture. I was just like, you don't see the irony there, do you, buddy? Like, this is a South Park episode. Like, I think that's a little racist, man. What are you doing? I seen it on Instagram where that shit had me cracking up. I'm like, does he not know what he's wearing? He said, chat, find the photo. Nigga was smiling too. King Von once said, stop the violence. Shit is crazy. I ain't playing this shit either. Oh my goodness. Intellectual deficiency. Motherfucker, you said I found it. Motherfucker just be saying shit. Is this it? Yeah, this thing.
Thanks for knuckle fucking that follow button.
Stop being racist. Yo, this shit is so racist, bro. This fucking that I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how this logo flew for so long in the United States. This shit is, in my opinion, this is worse than the fucking Redskins logo, bro. This is the baseball team, right? This shit is racist, bro. He said it matched though. He got that shit on, bro. But I just thought this picture was fucking funny. I'm like, yo, did this nigga? Nobody on your team's gonna advise you. Maybe you shouldn't wear that. You said that's a generational fit. Oh shit, man. He's a rapper, not a scholar. That's why I said nobody in his team pulled my man aside. Like, yo, if you try to put a positive message into the universe, maybe you should abide by that so people take you seriously. Yeah, the PR team fumbled. I get it. He a rapper. He's not the brightest bulb. But the PR team, they fucked him over. That shit is fucking funny to me. I'm not mad. I just thought it was funny. I find humor in stuff like this. Like I don't know. I don't know if I'm the only one that noticed this shit in the picture. I find humor in stuff like this. That shit's fucking funny to me. War Thunder, the next official. Oh, man, I'm sick of these World War II games. Man, let's get on the fucking game. It's literally the Native American version of blackface. Exactly. That's what I was like, what is he doing? They had to change their logo when the Redskins changed theirs too. Yeah, I know they changed it. That's why I was like, what the fuck is he wearing? I bet 100% he didn't go to the PR team with that shit. He said, I got this shit on, though. I got this shit on.